Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the grand finals of the Gaming Stadium Anniversary Month featuring Hearthstone. It is going to be EZBAKE versus Insane here, and this is the big money match. The difference between going home with $250 or $500. Wicked Good and Dollar Bills here to bring you through this grand final. And this, I don't know if I could be more excited for a grand finals. Yeah. We already have the bands in, so we can even go. I'm excited about the lineups even.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really interested in getting to see a little bit more of this lineup from EZBAKE. I mean, Insane has a very optimized lineup and kind of the decks that you would expect to see in a tournament like this: Miracle Rogue, OTK Demon Hunter, N'Zoth Rush Warrior with Crash, and Control Priest, which has been banned because who wants to play against the Priest in the grand finals? Right. EZBAKE also has a Control Priest, which has been banned, and then he goes a little bit further astray with Control Warrior, Control Shaman, and Death Rattle OTK Demon Hunter, and we're already in game. So we'll talk about these things as we go, and we're already getting to see this Control Shaman from EZBAKE against the OTK Demon Hunter from Insane. You can already see how this matchup expects to go. Mutan is kept in the opening hand for EZBAKE.
Yeah, no, this is open deck list, so EZBAKE knows that if you're playing a control list, you're going to give OTK Demon Hunter probably enough time to put together some combo pieces and a lot of draw. We did see EZBAKE able to put together a not insubstantial board in the match, in the semifinal match, but that's going to take a while. And like you said, with the Mutanus Keep, that to me says I'm going to try to eat Il'gynoth.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, you wait for the skull. I mean, even if you eat like a Moarg, right? Like that drastically cuts down on the amount of damage they're able to do. Or if you hit like the Talented Arcanist, for example, like that can cut down a lot on the output from the OTK Demon Hunter. So it'll be interesting. Moarg's also in EZBAKE's list, but EZBAKE is not killing people with them. Right. EZBAKE is healing to 30 with Tidal Wave. That is the goal of the Moarg Arcanist in this deck from EZBAKE.
This is interesting. It looks like a Ysera Awakens off of the new card Archdruid Gnarlex. So not, it's just a 5-mana AoE. Might be able to clear off a board. Yeah. The OTK Demon Hunter is probably not going to be making a lot of boards unless they have to dump stuff to be able to draw more cards. But there's nothing wrong with having another board clear just in case there's an incidental board to sweep up.
Yep, and we get a Nightmare as well. It's a little bit of extra burst damage potentially. Did pick up the Maw of Cthulhu off that Dungeoneer, so unfortunately don't get to pick up, draw one of the elementals. Again, one of the only two elementals in the deck are Primordial Protector and Alakir, which are both pretty good to be able to play on curve, especially against this deck that struggles with big minions. Right. We have a Diligent Note Taker coming into hand. We could, there's a potential to actually push a lot of damage with this Nightmare. I don't think that's the play. I think the Maw of Cthulhu is much more responsible, but I'm just looking at that Nightmare and that Diligent Note Taker, and I'm seeing a lot of big numbers all of a sudden showing up.
Yeah, actually, and to your point about that Alakir being present, on 10 mana, Alakir, Diligent Note Taker, Nightmare is a bunch of damage.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
if we ever get to that point. That's a long way in the future, though, and it's possible Insane will have put together a combo by then. Although I'm looking at this hand right now, Spectral Sight kind of stuck. The no skulls to speak of. It does look like, oh gosh, no more to duplicate with these philosophies. I was going to say the stuff to the left isn't super impactful, but this is actually just going to be, it's not quite a discard Immolation Aura. It does remove Gnarlex, but really just trying to power up the draws here. Il'gynoth coming into that position means skulls can't move to the left.
Yeah, but I mean, we are also at the point where as long as we're not drawing a skull off of a Spectral Sight, then we should be able to just play the skull immediately. So it's not like the skull's going to be stuck in the middle of the hand, hopefully. Instructor Fireheart is going to try to find some stuff for EZBAKE to do here.
Yeah, it looks like a Rockbiter weapon, a Molten Blast, as well as an Earthquake. The options available to EZBAKE is going to take the Rockbiter weapon and just going to cycle. And all right, let's find another one. Torrent, Tidal Wave, and Hex, the options this time. That's a little tougher. I would assume. Okay, actually, you're going to take the Torrent. Yeah. I was trying to put together an argument for Tidal Wave is a card that you play in your deck, but
yeah, it's also it's a little bit further away, right? And like this is something you can do right now. Oh, okay, so we can play the skull with the coin. So we passed test number 1. We're able to play the skull outcasted.
Right.
Get an I-Beam, Immolation Aura, and a Moarg. So one of three are things that we want. And are we actually?
Actually, we're very close to there.
We're getting very close. We need a Fellscream Blast, really, because the I-Beam I don't think gets us there.
Not quite. So both of these philosophy. Never mind. I ever forget everything I was going to say.
Yeah,
okay, that's gonna end of the game.
I guess if you can just eat your opponent's win condition, it doesn't take very long for a control deck to win. Yeah, that was, and there were some hits in that. There were at least 3 other minions, I want to say, in the hand. I mean, it went away so quickly I didn't get a chance to count, but that was a pretty lucky hit on that Mutanus.
I mean, 0 mana Moarg for sure in the hand. Obviously, Il'gynoth, the one that got eaten in the hand. And I want to say, there was a Thalnos.
Yeah. So that could have whiffed, but hit the 1 and 3, and that's just it. And the shaman's through just like that. So we didn't actually get to see all the cool stuff that the shaman can do. But I guess if you just Mutanus the Il'gynoth, then you don't need to worry about the other 29 cards in the deck.
Yeah, really underlines that keep as well in the early game.
Yeah. So so we are going to see. We're going to go back to that Demon Hunter. It looks like for EZBAKE and for Insane rather, and we're going to have this Death Rattle OTK Demon Hunter for EZBAKE, and again a little bit of a different approach. The standard list is running more traditional cycle, and this is running the Death Rattle minions along with Death Speaker Blackthorn and Loot Hoarders for additional cycle to try to get through the deck as quickly as possible, and that will pull out all of the non minion stuff or the non combo pieces, and then just the combo pieces are left to draw.
Yeah, and being able to guarantee discounting combo pieces with, like you said, just siphoning out stuff without drawing it. Like being able to pull stuff out both of your hand and out of your deck without drawing it. Just with the Tusk Piercer draw as well, just getting all of your stuff out of the way. So it's nothing but combo juice at the end of the game.
Yeah, and that board is not nothing either. Like that can just kind of help the combo along, because sometimes you just need a little bit of chip damage, and that provides it for you. Oh,
absolutely. And the pressure should ramp up. It's not going to ramp up as smoothly as some of the previous Death Rattle Demon Hunters we've seen, but it's still, 3 and 4 attack minions. 3 and 3 attack minions, now that I think about it. Oh, no, there's because we had to cut the Fishy Flyers to make room for all the combo stuff.
Yeah. Oh, looks like we have a bit of a disconnect. Hopefully that'll get resolved quickly.
Well, allow me to take this opportunity to sneak in a thanks to one of our sponsors while we're getting that taken care of. I think that Mutanus really underlines the importance of recycling. And if you want a fast and easy way to recycle that energy drink, can of soda, or a juice box, with Return Express, there is no sorting, no lineups, no handling. Cash and refunds are deposited directly into your online account. Drop off your empties at the Express Depot near you and go. Signing up is super easy. Head to Return It. Head to the return website. Is it returnit.ca or returnit.com? I'm actually not sure.
Returnit.ca.
Okay, returnit.ca/express to give your empties a second life. And it just makes recycling so much more straightforward than having to keep asking my homeowners association what I'm supposed to do.
This Fellscream is going to come down. I would imagine that Insane's going to be looking for pretty much any excuse to get this Immolation Aura out of the left side of the hand. Looks like we are having some more kind of... Oh, no, we're good. Okay, we're back. Gonna Philosophy, get those Moargs pumped up, because that's Outcast. Not that it really matters for the purposes of this deck, but this will allow a coin Skull next turn for Insane, which will kind of help things move along, especially with 2 Moargs already in the hand. And Il'gynoth picked up for EZBAKE, and that Skull is looking very stranded in the middle of the hand for EZBAKE.
Yeah, and with 2 philosophies between the Skull and the left side, and like you mentioned, the Il'gynoth coming in on the right side, at this point, it might be, your chances might actually be better to just Illidari Studies and try to find another Skull and do it that way, or just try your other Skull. That's possible. But Insane ripping that Skull, that's a 1 mana Il'gynoth, and there's no Mutanus for EZBAKE this time.
Yeah, we can find a Skull off this Illidari Studies maybe, or a Glide might not be terrible either.
There's a Glide on offer. There's a Glide, a Spectral Sight, and then the 4 mana creature that generates 1/1s.
Yeah, because your opponent's drawn a lot of discounted cards off a Skull. We can see one of them is an Il'gynoth, and I would want to cash this hand in. That's exactly what it's going to be. going to get this loot hoarder down first before we trade the hands in, and we're right back to 0.
Yep, and new game. Everyone gets to start at 6 mana though, and so Insane now draws a full cost Il'gynoth. I guess Illidari studies.
I guess so. Okay. Illidari studies skull. Let's go. Fine. You want to discount? You want to get rid of my discounts? I'll just make more discounts. Screw that, right? Even another Warblades to just be able to swing into this loot hoarder, maybe, or even I don't even know if you want to kill the loot hoarder because that gives draw, or if you just go face.
Yeah, with 0 mana Eldrazi Warblades available, I'm a little curious, or not curious. I'm a little interested in the timing on this next Illidari studies, because just being able to find another skull off of this Illidari studies would be great. Being
able to find anything off of this hand of EZBAKEs would be great too. Right. Tusk Piercers will draw Death Rattle minions, which is not exactly what you're looking for right now. I mean, we can dump a lot of this hand down, absent the Arcanist, and just kind of get. Oh yeah, we could just replace the weapon right away to get another free draw right away, and just kind of get this hand down. So this is at least a little bit of pressure. I imagine this is not really going to put Insane off of just generating yet another skull.
I'm interested. Oh my gosh! I was about to make a point about how I'm interested in the attack of the first Tusk Piercer, because you could get closer to more draws. But I mean, skull into skull is just. I think Insane has played 3 skulls to this point, and still has a 4th skull somewhere lurking.
Yeah. And I mean, we're one Fellscream of Blast away from a very good time as Insane. Because, like, this is everything you could want. I mean, both of these Moargs are discounted by skulls. We haven't even played the Fell Screamer yet. So we could even play a 1-mana Fell Screamer and then play the other Moarg for free if we pick up a 3rd one.
Oh, yeah. So, and there's... Oh my gosh, there's one in the hand for 2 mana as well. Like that's insane.
Oh, we have it already. So never mind. We have it.
That was like
I'm just distracted by all the glowing green cards. I didn't even notice that the 3rd one's just chilling on the left.
Yeah, it was one of the very few cards in Insane's hand that wasn't drawn off a skull. So yeah, this is basically just going to be a discount, or not discount, but discard. Sorry, the Throw Glaive, and gain a little bit of health. EZBAKE does not have a whole lot going on. That's a philosophy, technically in the outcast position, but not going to duplicate anything.
Yeah, that's like one of the worst draws in the deck right now, and you can just see like the Tale of Two Hands. Like, yeah, we're really just looking for anything to go off with and just struggling to find it. Even going to play a Spectral Sight Uncorrupted just to try another philosophy.
I mean, that's got to be good enough, right? We outcast the. I guess we can't.
We don't have any damage. That's the problem. I mean, you have the only damage you have from the Il'gynoth is just like the 2 damage coming off the weapon.
Oh my gosh, you're right. There's no Fells. I just assumed surely with all those draws there's a Fellscream Blast in here somewhere.
You look at a hand like this. There's got to be something that does damage in this hand, but there's not.
You're gonna tell me that there's 9 cards drawn by skulls and there are no I-beams or Fellscreen Blasts?
Oh, we're even gonna Augmerge hit the Thalanos just to try to draw something. Well, that does damage, but not the way we want it to.
This is unreal. this is unbelievable.
This whole like it's just like it's like Face versus Famine, but they're both Famine.
Right.
like Insane is just like everything but the one card he wants. EZBAKE has nothing, but is somehow staying in this game at 30.
Okay, so it looks like Insane getting ready for the potentiality of having to use like a single I-beam to try to get there. Because you can do a lot with an I-beam.
Oh my goodness! Like this is 4 free Moargs, right? Because like the three on the right have all been discounted by Skull. Oh my no!
Oh no!
EZBAKE, who did you make angry before the grand final?
Oh no!
I mean, at least you can play the philosophies now. Like that's something.
That's true, and I mean, you're like you said, you're not hoping for tempo, right? You don't need the philosophies to actually buff up this Moarg, the fastest Thalanos.
Yeah, I mean, Thalanos is draw, right? So at least that's something. We can play these philosophies. We've got these discounted Moargs, but
and correct me if I'm wrong. Oh my gosh,
this is hilarious. I don't envy either of these players in the grand final. Just like drawing dead turn after turn. And Insane has like literally all the damage in the world, but nothing that can actually do damage.
Yeah.
And, except for like the world's most painful immolation aura.
This could be the biggest immolation aura in the world. Yeah.
Well, there's a skull finally.
Okay.
So hopefully this is not Il'gynoth that EZBAKE draws now off this natural draw.
Why would you say something like that? Okay.
All right. We got there.
Let's see. It's the Sigil Runner. Oh, it's going to be... Oh, okay. Star Student Delina is going to be able to shuffle...
Send Il'gynoth back to hell. Yeah, absolutely.
Now Insane needs 2 things.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a Fell Scream Blast and an Immolation Aura and a double jump. So we can find another skull probably. And this takes off the other minion at least. So more spell damage. This is unreal. This is unreal.
And so I think only one of these Moargs has been Fell Scream discounted. The other 3 are either duplicates of Skull discounts or have themselves been Skull discounted. And I'm looking at easy. Okay, yeah, we're actually going to just dedicate the Aug Merchant to clear Stelina.
Like, we don't need to hoard. Like, we're like Scrooge McDuck of spell damage at this point, right? Like, we don't need to hoard all the spell damage. Like, we could set a new world record for a Demon Hunter OTK in this game with the spell damage that we're looking at in Insane's hand right now.
What is happening, Wicked Good? I mean, both of these players are now... I mean, now EZBAKE has everything but Il'gynoth, right? 3 Moargs, although I think that's only a Fell Screamer discount, if I'm not mistaken. So I think the other 2 still.
Well, now we have found the Fell Scream Blast, but now we don't have the Il'gynoth for Insane. So I mean, we're getting there slowly but surely. We're piecing these things along, and it's just a matter of like who can draw the right. Well, there's a skull. So EZBAKE's starting to catch up here. Immolation Aura. Okay, Deathspeaker Blackthorn at least gets stuff out of the deck that's not Il'gynoth.
And it generates a board.
And you can play it now.
Does it generate a board? Are there any death battles left?
I mean, at least a 3/6 is a board at this point, the way this game is going, right?
Right.
I think you have to play it.
I can't imagine you don't.
I'm not sure what's left.
Okay, just going to discard an Immolation Aura.
Yep.
And go ahead and play out Deathspeaker Blackthorn. Okay, there's still a Loot Hoarder and a Talon left. And Talon will rip Il'gynoth, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, because Blackthorn is the only other card that it would pull.
Skull.
Okay.
Party time.
Is it enough to go this turn? I guess is the question. I would imagine with 4 free Moargs. Oh, he played the one that wasn't. He should have played the one on the left first. I don't know that matters.
And I think with 3 Moargs and then the spell. Okay, this is 36 damage, going to be plenty, but could have gotten more damage. Right?
I mean, I wanted to set a new world record, and I'm disappointed.
Right, and
it was not enough for me, the Tiger Mom of Hearthstone.
That's right. The damage was nice, but I would have liked more damage.
Yeah, that was why is that only a 97? What happened to the other 3 points on the test?
That's right.
I could study harder.
We could have gotten there. There was a way to do more damage. And that brings our grand final to tied up 1-1. Demon Hunter through, Shaman through, which means that it's Rogue Warrior and Warrior Demon Hunter left for these 2 players. That game was hilarious.
That's got to be like the nightmare of any Demon Hunter player, right? Like you're just sitting there in the final and you're both just like waiting for the draw that's going to like unlock the deck. And I guess it seems like a lot of those mirrors just tend to go that way sometimes, but even so, it's just like you're just kind of like it almost felt like a game of Magic where everybody's just drawing lands,
right?
And like
just nothing but lands.
Nothing's happening. Yeah,
lands and like sign in blood.
Yeah,
the lands. I'm sure that every single OTK Demon Hunter aficionado watching was on the verge of just breaking out in hives.
Yes,
like come on.
It was. That had to be. I mean, I can't even imagine how painful that is to play through. But that was. I mean, it was. And no, to nobody's fault. That was just the decks misbehaving, right? And I mean, the players doing what they could. I mean, credit to EZBAKE to disrupting Insane as long as they did too. With both the glide and the starts doing it Stelina. So to kind of keep it that late. I mean, and it could have gone the other way easily. But we are going to see that Rush Warrior now from Insane against another shot with this Death Rattle Demon Hunter. From EZBAKE, and I would imagine that I mean again not being the world's foremost expert on Death Rattle OTK Demon Hunter, because I don't think there is one, but I would imagine it has a little bit easier time of being able to compete on board against something like a Rush Warrior early with the Death Rattle package. being able to just kind of give a little bit of early board and maybe even try to get ahead on board and make the warrior play a little bit more reactively, especially with this hand where we have really nothing happening until turn 5 for Insane. I mean, we have a lot of stuff happening on turn 5. We can go Watley into double conditioning, but until then, it's going to be maybe coin the 5-4 rush, War Song something. I can't remember what the name of it is because you never see it outside of an athletic studies.
Right. The War Song something. I think I'm interested in that turn 1 Illidari studies from EZBAKE because I actually picked up a Kurtrus Ashfallen, and it's actually going to be playable to potentially remove any kind of early warrior board. Like you can just play Kurtrus to remove something like an ETC if you want. It doesn't have to be Outcast.
Yeah, I would love to remove an ETC with a Kurtrus.
Well, if I got a delightful situation for you.
I've been waiting my whole life to do that. Like, you know, this is my dream come true.
Yeah. Thing is, EZBAKE isn't even forced to. Could use a hero power boar attack. That's there's not a whole lot going on.
But I mean, you still develop a 3/2, right? If you do it that way,
you would not be able to develop.
It's a 3/4, right? The Kurtrus naturally.
I'm saying if you use the boar in your hero power.
No,
Kurtrus.
the boar in hero power isn't getting rid of this, but I mean, it's also kind of like how scared are you of this, right?
Right.
Like if you haven't seen a bumper car, I don't believe there's a. I'm checking the list, but I don't even know that there's there's one Crab Rider in the deck, and I mean, even then, how much damage is this? And it turns out none. So you don't even have to overreact to this that much.
And now we get to have an invincible Kurtrus clear off this 5/2, and it develops a full health 3/4 on the side of EZBAKE. And so now Rush Warrior, you were saying Rush Warrior would love to coin Watley into double conditioning, but developing a 3/5 and then sinking potentially 4 mana worth of hand buffs. Gosh, I mean, is that enough to distract from? I was wondering if maybe there was an argument for Sword Eater, but no. Coin Watley with 2 conditionings in hand is too good.
The timing on that second Illidari studies is kind of curious to me too, because I would think that, I mean, I guess we don't really have anything else happening, but if you're going to take a skull, right, then I would think that we'd want to be able to play it right away. But I guess if you're committed to burning the Arcanist anyway. And that does give you a pretty clean clear on this Watley. Then that does open up the skull on the left.
Yeah,
and in any event.
Yeah, being able to skull right on time on 6, because going into turn 5, Insane would like to conditioning, and if possible, Insane would like to also conditioning.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think one conditioning 100% is happening because it's not nothing on the board. We're at 22.
Yeah.
With the conditioning, you can't do anything except bumper cars. Huh.
Yeah, and bumper car doesn't clear anything.
No.
It might have to just be the Tent Trasher, but I guess we can just load up if we're not scared of this, right?
And
like we can just double conditioning, and then we'll have a bonkers turn next turn. I mean, we can actually go bumper car, Tent Trasher next turn because the bumper car will discount the Tent Trasher, and those are some big boys that are going to be hitting the board.
Oh yeah, I mean every turn from 6 onward for Insane is going to be bombs, and able to outcast that skull. EZBAKE finds Fellscream Blast and Immolation Aura, but those are not going to be enough to clear the just huge creatures that are going to be coming down 1 or 2 at a time.
Yeah.
For the foreseeable future.
Yeah, that's a 5/7 bumper car and a 9/9 Tent Trasher. Okay, Sword Eater's fine too. That Sword Eater's actually probably better in this spot because it just soaks the hits. Whereas Tent Trasher would only be able to deal with one of these things. This Sword Eater is going to answer most of this board just by standing there and looking menacing.
I mean, it's eating a sword. Very menacing. it's got an eye. And I believe the name of that sword is the Jawbreaker. Little fun lore fact there.
Oh, I didn't know that. I learned something today.
Da-da-da. I'm doing rainbow hands. You can. And this, you were mentioning the menacing 6 attack, 9 toughness. Just looking quite a bit more menacing than the Talon Forge Ring over there. Talon will draw Death Speaker Blackthorn.
Yep, and now this weapon going to replace the weapon from the Sword Eater. Another bumper car coming into hand. We've used both the conditionings, no run thack on the horizon. Gonna see what's in this athletic studies.
The Samuro Krastanov and Warsong Outrider.
I don't hate Krastanov. I really don't hate Krastanov.
Yeah, Insane might be able to build their very own Arcanite Reaper. Even better, build their own Ashbringer if the Krastanov is able to go off a couple of times.
Yeah, and apparently Hearthstone could not handle a 1-mana 9/9 rush.
Hearthstone needs a timeout. It's like
no moss.
Well, this is I'm going to go ahead and snag this opportunity to thank our sponsors again, because without them, it's just us talking. So a quick thank you to Kanto. If you're looking for the final piece of your work for home or gaming setup, find everything you need to build the very best workstations or battle stations at kantoliving.com. That's KANTOLIVING.com. Check out their monitor mounts, speakers, and stands today. It's a way for you to perhaps have a standing situation. If you're in a situation where you're waiting for Hearthstone to reconnect, you can convert to standing desk.
Yeah.
Wow, I was gone for 2 seconds. This is huge.
This is a board. Can we get there though? Wait, is this lethal? This has to be lethal, right?
Il'gynoth,
with
Moarg.
Il'gynoth, Moarg, 2 Fellscream Blast. This has to be lethal.
3.
Oh no, it's 1
3,
off.
6, 9, 18.
Is it 1 off?
No, it's got to be right. 4, 5, 6. Oh no, it's 2. It's 6, 8. Oh,
it's
6.
It's 6 twice, right?
12. Yeah, you're right. It's 1 short. It's.
Oh no, wait, no. We can Immolation Aura off the back of this, and then Hero Power for lethal. I think that works. Depending on where the Fellscream. Depending on where the Fellscream Blasts go, I think as long as we clear the taunts, we can Hero Power with as long as we can clear these. Oh, we can't.
Oh my gosh, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Oh no, with the Immolation Aura. Sorry, the Immolation
Aura gets there, and then the Immolation Aura cost 0. It's drawn off a skull, which allows 1 mana left over for the Hero Power to deal that last point of damage.
No,
we didn't get through the
taunt.
Oh, we didn't quite get through the taunt.
So what we're hoping for now is that Insane does not have the other Sword Eater, right? Which we can see that he doesn't.
And Il'gynoth has lifesteal, right? If you attack into this Il'gynoth, you die.
You cannot attack this lifesteal without something that has Divine Shield on it.
Right.
A Divine Shield would clear it, but yeah, like it's. I mean, you can Hero Power, right? You can Hero Power and clear it, but then you're still at 1, and the Hero Power kills you. So this is actually a pretty good setup, even though EZBAKE wasn't able to finish the job that turn. This is it's not a checkmate situation, but it's, depending on what the draw is off the stage dive. But I'm not sure what in the stage dive is really going to help here.
Yeah, I don't think there are any Divine Shield rushers. Nothing's coming to mind anyway. I don't think there is one. Certainly not being run main deck. I guess, well, no, because the Kresh Lord of Turtling can't.
And it's not a rush minion anyway.
Yeah, so just gonna set EZBAKE to 3. Okay.
Trouble.
Oh my gosh, it's all on this Troublemaker.
We could go for the draw.
Yeah, if Troublemaker hits Il'gynoth.
Oh wow.
Oh,
okay. Well, I didn't know it worked that way, but okay.
Yeah, I guess each attack.
Yeah,
each attack I guess resolves. But to your point, if that Troublemaker token had hit Il'gynoth, then based on what we just saw, Insane loses on the spot. But since it missed that and hit EZBAKE, Insane wins on the spot.
That was just a coin flip for the game, basically, and Insane just came out on the other side of it. I didn't know it worked that way. I assumed that they both got to attack, and it resolved at once, and I didn't realize that each attack resolved independently. So I learned something today.
It's one of those interesting interactions. I had a similar interaction with the order that the boom bots spawn in with Dr. Boom. Apparently the boom bots come in first based on how it interacts with sword.
That's the old paladin secret thing, right?
Yeah.
Where you were the one that would kill a minion if you had 3 minions or 4 minions on board, and you'd play Dr. Boom, and all those minions would count, then Dr. Boom would get summoned and die immediately.
Right. And also if you had the sword of the buff on the other side, if you are a paladin, the sword of justice, the one that buffs over and over again as you summon creatures, buff all the boom bots first.
Oh yeah. That would be a little. I mean, I guess I don't know that that's necessarily more common, but
no, that was the old Dr. 7 boom.
Yeah.
But those are the before times. We're now in a Miracle Rogue. Insane needs to find a win with this Miracle Rogue and has 2 opportunities. And it looks like EZBAKE and a ride or die on this Demon Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, we almost got there, right? Like that was a coin flip to win that game. So I don't begrudge EZBAKE to just going right back to the well. I mean, that was about as close as they could have gotten. But yeah, and we do see quite a bit in the hand for Insane that you're looking for. You've got a field contact, you've got things to power it, you've got an Octobot. Your opponents play a low attack minion. I guess even considering if we want to coin out this Octobot, choosing not to, because the coin can be valuable later.
Yeah, being able to activate combo. We don't see any swindles or anything, but just the ability. The coin is so powerful, and it always has been, I guess, for Rogue.
Yeah, and this Octobot's going to do a lot of work if EZBAKE is forced to proc it.
And I feel like EZBAKE is forced to proc it. I mean, this turn
seems like it.
Every card I'm seeing that can be played this turn, whether it's the Cultist or the Tusk Piercer, is going to activate this Octobot. There's so
may as well just rip the Band-Aid off. Do pick up the Blackthorn, so that'll be a bunch of draw for later, but turn 7 is a ways away, and this field contact is going to be able to do a lot, even if Insane just chooses to use it right now. I mean, you can go field contact, Vanessa, Brain Freeze, Shadow Step the Vanessa, or Shadow Step the field contact. You could also just rip a secret passage and just try to get some stuff to do, but yeah, this seems too juicy.
And with the bailout of having that, geez, coin swindle.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. I'll take a coin swindle. Actually, looks like Insane thinking about playing the Vanessa Van Cleef instead, which to me indicates maybe a Shadow Step on the field contact coming.
Possibly. I mean, I'd imagine this Octobot's going to trade into this 2-1 once Insane's done trading, because we want to get that health proc to go off when EZBAKE's at full.
Yeah, for sure. And that's just a little bit of optimization there, making sure that their healing is not useful. And gonna go ahead and Shadow Step that field contact and get ready for the next potential bonkers turn. Perhaps a 1-mana field contact into Swindle draw 3.
Yeah. Ooh. I just ate, Bills. Like, you can't do that to me. Like,
yeah, sorry. It's can't just describe gross stuff like that.
No, like, come on. You need a content warning on stuff like that.
So, yeah, this is rated R for violence and grossness.
Yeah, is this just like double Tusk Piercer just to draw a card?
And I want to see where this attack goes, because you can either use up the durability on the first one or the second one.
Yeah.
And I would argue if you're in a situation where you desperately need the draw, you want to use up the durability on the second one.
Right. I would want to play the other one and then hit so that we get the second draw. I mean, I imagine that like hero power kill the Vanessa is in our future. I'm just wondering if it's this weapon or the next one that's doing it.
Right. But we also saw EZBAKE have that option before and pass on it. So I wonder. Yeah. But there's no. It's just worth saying there are no Illidari Inquisitor in this deck. So there's no thinking about holding your weapon to try to activate an Illidari or anything like that. EZBAKE has replaced that with OTK pieces.
Yeah, and I guess with Blackthorn in hand, maybe you don't want to draw that many Death Rattle minions.
True.
Right, because Blackthorn's going to do that for you, so maybe you don't want to do that prematurely.
That makes sense.
This is going to be a bit of a rebuilding turn for Insane. Just not having any targets for any of the Death Rattles. Just going to play out this Death Head Cultist and pass. And we're going to see what we get off the weapon before we do anything else, which seems prudent.
The draw is another Razor Boar. So getting some of the lower impact hits off of the Death Speaker Blackthorn. Going to go ahead and get those out of the way so that the Death Speaker can pull out, Talons and stuff, bigger stuff.
Yeah, and I guess the question is, are we ready to? Yeah, we're ready to pull the trigger on this field contact. And yep, Swindle again, as you said, we'll draw 3. We get another Shadow Step off that. Cult Neophyte is extremely powerful in this matchup.
Oh, certainly, and actually,
especially going into turn 6, I wouldn't be surprised to see that coined out actually.
And not too worried about pulling out additional creatures from EZBAKE's hand. Insane. There's so many different ways between Brain Freezes, stuff discovered off Wand Thief, Prize Plunderers.
We could just Shadow Step the Prize Plunderer even if we needed to clear that stuff, right? Like that's...
Yeah.
And yeah, just trying to figure out like what the optimal order of operations is here. Going to pick this Wand Thief. Yeah, these are all kinds of like a little bit awkward.
And we're sitting on 10 cards in hand as insane. So this, and so many of these cards will replace themselves.
Yeah, that's why I thought we might be coining out the Cult Neophyte, especially knowing that we're going into turn 6.
Right.
But yeah, just gonna use this Guardian Og Merchant with the coin to be able to give that Divine Shield and make that a little bit harder to remove. I mean, Immolation Aura will do it, but we've already used Immolation Aura, I believe. We could commit a Fell Screen Blast if we need to get, and I think this is probably appropriate, given that field contact is going to be the way you lose this game, is right. Allowing Insane to draw through the rest of their deck.
And not having a skull ready to go. You know, you mentioned Insane, opting instead to try to develop board pressure to make it awkward mana-wise to play the skull. EZBAKE just doesn't have a skull. So it's just, I could definitely see a Fell Screen Blast this turn. And even holding the just being ready to drop Blackthorn, Deathspeaker Blackthorn on 7.
Yeah. Just trying. I think it's just trying to decide if he wants to commit this Talented Arcanist as well to be able to clear off the Wand Thief as well as the field contact. Because I mean that'll still allow EZBAKE to play the Death's Head Cultist after this. I mean this field contact needs to die, surely. And just making that calculation, and that does heal up to full, which is not irrelevant either. And then the taunt will kind of protect EZBAKE's face, at least from what we can see.
So now passing the turnover to Insane, Mancrick the draw, and now which of your powerful legendaries would you like to play? Obviously, the Kazakus generates a Golem, so you'd have to then throw something else as well. Something that doesn't replace itself specifically. Mancrick is just a solid 3 mana 3/4 that'll get you an angry Mancrick at some point in the future. Then there's the fancy stuff, right? Then you can do things like Octobot. Is there a way to activate this Octobot?
Yeah, we could Shadow Step the Og Merchant.
Oh yeah, that would do it, and get a 6 mana discount on this hand. Some of the things already cost 0, but
I mean, I guess like this doesn't have the pieces that you want. I mean, it does have a Tenwu in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we need? I don't know if we need Alex Tenwu in this matchup or not, but a 1 mana Tenwu is a good thing. I guess we're just gonna, but we can discount the Golem after we've used the front end of the Kazakus. Looks like it's gonna be. It looked like it might have been Rush and do 3 to 2 minions.
Yeah, I think you're right. Russian deal 3.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually going to go ahead and just be the Cult Neophyte potentially.
No, we're going to get the Octobot down, and which shouldn't get punished even by the Blackthorn, because there are no Fishy Flyers in this list, which would be the punish for this. Yeah, none of these even have Rush. But typically Fishy Flyer would come off in the non-OTK version of list. Fishy Flyer would come off, and then that would just wreck it.
Gonna go ahead and,
goodness, Bills.
Oh my.
This is going to be a bonanza of a turn.
Wake the neighbors and get the kids. This is going to be an extravaganza you won't want to miss.
Oh boy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana discount. So
that's like almost a skull's worth of discounts.
Yeah, that is a crazy amount of mana discounts. And so with 7 mana and all these discounts,
do we have enough? I guess the question is, do we have enough things in here to justify going off the field contact? I would say you probably do. I mean, you can go field contact, Golem, or you could probably just do Mancrick if you want to. I mean, I guess this is a little bit of a scary board that you kind of need to deal with is the only thing.
Yeah, what, 10 or 11 damage showing right now?
Yeah.
And there are the OTK pieces. Granted, we haven't seen any skulls yet, but a lot of the Death Rattle stuff has already come and gone, so the deck is pretty dense with draw and combo stuff.
Yeah, and this tail end, it should be said, is a 50-50 chance to pull Il'gynoth. I mean, there's not enough in the hand. I don't, even not knowing the content, like we know the contents of the hand, but even not knowing the contents of the hand, there isn't enough here to really be worried about an OTK, but there's enough. And I wonder if this is like a Moarg Immolation Aura turn.
Oh, I was wrong. It was actually 5 mana Divine Shield and copy, summon a copy.
okay.
So
Well,
it's but I mean, just an incredibly sticky problem to have to deal with. And EZBAKE going to be able to get some draws as well off the pulls of these Death Speaker Blackthorn in the form of both Archmage Thalnos and Loot Hoarder.
Yeah, should be noted, we already do have a 1 spell damage because of this Thalnos if we don't use it to trade. And never mind about that. But oh, there's Il'gynoth. Okay, so does that change the calculus now? Because Il'gynoth, double Moarg, and Fell Scream would be 3, 6. I think that's 12. That's not even close. Without some additional help.
And it looks like EZBAKE reaching for one of the Moargs, which might mean that this is going to be an Immolation Aura to try to clear off all the stuff in this turn. I'm interested to see if EZBAKE decides to attack the face, because this will give Insane 8 additional armor with the activation of the Ice Barrier.
Yeah, but I think you kind of have to. I mean, it's really just going to be net 2 life, right? And you kind of are going to have to go through that, because I don't think you're with the way that your hand looks right now, unless you draw into Running Skulls, like you're not going to have enough damage to get through without eventually hitting face. But here comes another field contact with this hand that is just a circus of values.
Oh yeah, we're in full Rapture circus of values mode. This is I mean,
Foxy Plunderer, Step Plunderer seems like a pretty good way to keep this turn going.
Yeah, I mean, could go for, I guess there's an extra, perhaps 2 fancy line where we Shadow Step the Man. Okay, well, I didn't get the chance to finish that sentence. It was gonna say we can Man Crick and then Tenwu the Man Crick again if we want to go fully crazy Man Crick Dead Wives, just a harem of Dead Wives waiting in list for Insane.
I don't know that we want to necessarily. Oh well, okay. Well, these are choices.
I guess
I don't
guess
like
it's a snap
any
freeze.
of them, but you know, they're choices. Guardian Arc Merchant can at least kill off the Moarg. I would imagine the Moarg is going to be a little bit more appealing to kill than the Talon right now.
Yeah,
given
Talon,
that we don't know that Il'gynoth's been picked up.
Right, actually going to use the snap freeze to hold Talon in place to prevent the Talon death rattle from going off.
Oh, skull. There's the skull.
Did you say runner skull into skull?
Let's see if I did see that.
How skilled is EZBAKE?
I guess I'm turning into a real caster now that I can speak these things into existence too. I'm a real boy.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing some real. And so these options are I-Beam, a Sigil Runner, and actually a Kurtrus. A Kurtrus
I don't hate Kurtrus. Yeah, I like Kurtrus a lot, actually.
And actually, Insane ending up with that field contact on the far right is going to allow Kurtrus to clear off both the field contact and the prize plunderer this turn.
I don't know that that's ever something you think about positioning around.
No,
but you know, maybe it's something that, you know, I mean, that's like a 0.1% chance, knowing the Kurtrus isn't in the deck. Like against the normal version of Death Rattle Demon Hunter, you might play around that, but I don't even know that you. It's something, I guess, if you're really thinking carefully about it. But that turn, they'd say they didn't have the time to think about that turn. You know, like that's they were just trying to get their cards played
under the rope, under the unflinching gaze of the rope.
This is really starting to look like a secret passage turn to me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe with like a Guardian Arc Merchant just to take out this 3/1 to start off with.
Is there? Because we're just not there. We don't have 10 mana yet, so we don't want to commit either of these Wicked Stabs. Gonna play the Foxy and then Secret Passage in hopes of hitting something with combo.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Just trying to make that as efficient as possible. There's into the hand because Secret Passage. We can play. Man.
Oh no.
So do we play Jandis or do we play 2 Olgris?
That is a fantastic question, because that is draw 2. If we
it's not when you play it out of the hand.
Oh, when you play it out of your hand, it doesn't redraw. You're right.
I don't believe so.
So Jandis, I guess it's got to be Jandis.
Man.
Oh gosh. There's all the chill that wasn't in the Jandis from last series.
Jandis giveth and Jandis taketh away. We are going up to 10 mana next turn on these Wicked Stabs, but we need more help than that for Insane, and that's another Moarg into the hand. Do we get there now? I mean, we can philosophy also. So we could philosophy. I guess we're gonna. This is not quite enough. We need a little bit of spell damage to help us along.
Yeah, looking for. Oh, wait a minute. Does the I beam provide enough?
Change it? It must, right? This has to be enough.
It seems like a double Moarg.
Because like Il'gynoth, we can Il'gynoth Moarg is going to be
8 mana.
That's going to be 8 mana. We'll still have mana for the Fellscream and the I beam. So the I beam would be 3, 6, 12. It's still not enough somehow.
Wow, it's not enough. That's
maybe
only...
we need to play the Fell Screamer and just try to do something about this board. Can we even just ignore this board? We've seen the Golem, right? Like the Golem would be the punish if it had +2/+2. I think maybe we just play a Fell Scream and just ignore this board. Maybe trade off the Jandis. I guess not. So we're going to get rid of the Jandis so it can't be stepped and take care of this 4/4. And just kind of keep things under control. I would imagine the Fell Screamer is going to try to come out here as well at the end of this.
Yeah, certainly. Go ahead and discount that Moarg. That discount will not travel across the Philosophy, which is also going to get played this turn. So now, Moarg, 1 Moarg for 0, 1 Moarg for 2, Il'gynoth for 4. EZBAKE really living off the top of their deck right now, because Insane is sitting at 32. Right now.
Yeah, so it's a lot of life is the thing.
And in the hand, a lot of damage. 12 just in Wicked Stabs for 3 mana.
But again, 12 is a lot less than 29.
It is.
Right? And Insane is also just a ways. I mean, there's not that many cards left in the deck, but like if you Secret Passage, right, then you're probably just gonna find the Alexstrasza, which doesn't help you.
You could, I guess, if you hit. Are we out of Shadow Steps?
I believe we might be.
Yeah, it would have to be 0 mana Secret Passage into Alexstrasza, and then it survives somehow. Okay, Tenwu on the Cult Neophyte to just make Insane is going to lock out EZBAKE for 1 turn.
Yeah,
with 2 triggers on this, there's no way EZBAKE is going to be able to do the combo. Because Fellscream Blast will cost 3.
Even get a Secret Passage. And
interesting.
Another Olgra. Both Olgras again. But I mean, we can play one of those for a little bit of more damage. We can Brain Freeze the Moarg.
Taking that off the board, extremely important. And, getting a 3/7 that attacks immediately alongside the Wicked Stabs. I mean, EZBAKE down to 17. And then the attack on the Og Merchant down to 15. And 2 penalties on spells going into EZBAKE's turn.
Yeah. Oh, that I-Beam. It's just not enough. And this damage, I mean, Insane is very likely to pull the Alex. I mean, this is enough with the other Wicked Stab, right? 3, 6, 8, 11, 14, and the stab is another 6, so that's 20. And EZBAKE's at 15. I think we might need to commit another Moarg and I-Beam. I guess it's the Angry Mankrik.
Yeah.
Or do we even need to Fellscream Blast to get out of range?
Oh gosh.
We could Moarg and Fellscream like the Foxy or the Og Merchant.
Yeah.
Trade off the 3/2.
The question of which. I guess that takes more attack off the board. Like leaving up Mankrik. Oh, whoa, okay.
Okay.
Il'gynoth is coming down.
Is this enough?
I thought
or is it
enough.
enough? I guess maybe it's enough if we're just clearing all this.
That's true. The damage still goes through. And so EZBAKE is just going to set Insane to 8.
So I guess the thought process here, right, is that it has to be exactly Alex and Wicked Stab, and even Alex Wicked Stab is 10 mana, and then that's only 14 damage, and then there's still all this damage coming out from the attacks.
Yeah, actually.
Right? This is actually one-off lethal right now.
14. Yep, less than 15. That keeps happening. Where the amount of damage keeps being less than the amount of health.
So this is actually a really good spot from EZBAKE that this is enough to threaten a counter lethal, and their life total is just out of range of Alex Wicked Stab, knowing that the Tenwu's been committed. And I would imagine, I believe both the Shadow Steps have been committed as well. So there's no, even if the Shadow Steps aren't committed, you can't replay the Alex if the Tenwu's gone. right? So if
Right.
they're clearing the Tenwu, they can't like step the Alex and play it again, or step the Tenwu and then Alex Tenwu or whatever, right? Like there's just not an option for that.
And Insane can't even just Alex their own face if this is going to be a
That's not
defensive
enough.
play.
It's not enough.
Yeah, it has to be a wicked stab onto a creature if that's in order to stay alive. If we're going that route, some kind of defensive route.
That is what has to happen, right? Like you need to wicked stab the Il'gynoth, I guess.
Yeah, and then you're just staring down 12 damage just in on board
Yeah.
attacks. Let's see what the draw is for
That's
EZBAKE. It's a skull.
I mean, I don't know what you have left in your deck that matters beyond this board.
Are there any? So this is not the version that was playing, you know, the 3 mana of corrupt into a weapon, the Fell Steel.
No, that was the actual Death Rattle deck. So, I mean, you probably play it. Like, what else are you doing, right? Like, you're not going to not play it.
Unless EZBAKE is thinking fatigue right now.
Is it, yeah, I mean,
Like,
how many can we? If production, can we get a count of the cards left in EZBAKE's deck?
Yeah, I'm interested in both players' cards remaining, if possible, because the amount of fatigue is going to get important really fast. And if EZBAKE doesn't play this skull, that to me says fatigue plan.
So how do you lose as Oh no!
Oh my gosh! EZBAKE only had 2 cards left in deck, it turns out, and that's going to do it. Insane was just out of threats. We're going to a game 5 in the grand finals.
Wow.
This is everything I ever wanted as a Hearthstone fan. This is everything I ever wanted.
Like, I keep saying I'm not smart enough to play OTK Demon Hunter. I think my heart just can't take it. It's really what it is, you know? Because like that's just like
It's just a teeth grinder, antacids, nonstop antacids.
Yeah. Just like Tums is not a sponsor, but maybe they ought to be.
They should sponsor OTK Demon Hunter. They should. Speaking of sponsors, thank you for that layup real quick. Let me tell everybody about Monster Cat real quick while we get into this, which is going to be Rogue versus Warrior. If you haven't heard about them, Monster Cat Gold is a service that allows you for only $5 a month to download and stream thousands of Monster Cat songs from top electronic artists. You can use the music in your live streams and your videos and your tutorials. No fear of DMCA claims or strikes. Feel free to learn more. I encourage you to learn more at monstercat.com. They've also been providing the interstitial ad breaks, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure those are Monster Cat jams.
Yeah.
So if you're cat jamming to Monster Cat jams, you're having a great time. Go ahead and look into them.
And I will say, like, you know, some of my favorite rhythm games lately, like Just Shapes and Beats and Spin Rhythm, both have Monster Cat tracks in them, and some of my favorite tracks in those games. So, you know, it's definitely worth taking a look if you're interested. If you are a streamer and you're looking for music to not get DMCA'd, that's an excellent choice. They have a pretty good catalog there.
Oh yeah.
So
all right.
Tempo Prize Plunderer while you were reading that ad break, by the way.
Oh my gosh. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
This is the Control Warrior from EZBAKE. I don't believe we got to see it in the last match.
That's right.
But this is running Cthulhu. We're running the Silas OTK combo, though it usually doesn't OTK, but it does a fair amount of damage with the Soulbound Ash Tongue and the Silas and the Shield Slam. We have 1 Corsair Cache that's finding either a Bulwark of Azeroth or 2 Outriders Axes. We hard run Kargath, Barov, and 1 Coerce, along with Rancor and Brawl and all the usual removal that you would expect. We also have a Frenzy package of 2 Stonewall Anchormen and Kresh, along with Overlord Sourfang for both burst armor and card draw.
Yeah, you were just talking about the Silas Shield Slam, Soulbound Ash Tongue combo. I usually think about Soulbound Ash Tongue and Cthulhu as sort of, at least in the current iteration of Control Warrior, it's just like fatigue accelerators. A lot of times, like you're saying, you don't Shield Slam someone for 50 anymore, ever since we lost Armor Smith and Risky Skipper and stuff like that. But with the addition of Kresh and Overlord Sourfang, you can generate a lot of armor out of nowhere.
And you run Shield Maidens, you run Armor Vendors, like you have Rankers that can get a lot of armor. You still have Kargath Prime can generate a lot of armor. Like there are opportunities. Usually you're not going to get necessarily to 30, but you can help yourself along pretty well.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. And Rancor in particular, with combination with Lord Barov, just nukes a board and gives you 1,000,000 armor.
So Kazakus on curve seems like the plan. I would expect we're looking for something like either Steth or Divine Shield summon a copy would probably be the most. Oh, there's a summon a copy. That is an option. So I would imagine that's what we're looking for as Insane, just like value on the board that's difficult to get rid of, outside of forcing EZBAKE to commit a brawl. And if you're making EZBAKE commit a brawl this early, you're kind of okay with that.
Yeah, being able to sort of ration out your threats. I mean, one of the things we've talked about is how much removal this Control Warrior has. It's kind of in the name, Control Warrior. I mean, even Scorpids, right? Like this list is so greedy, it even runs 2 copies of Venomous Scorpids for more brawls and more rankers. So Insane's gonna have to thread that needle to get all the removal out.
And, I mean, you could rancor this board. You'll clear most of it. You'll get 4 armor. It's not awful. You could just, I don't hate just like Scorpid. You know, find something else. Maybe you Shield Slam the 3/3. You don't need to use the Shield Slam, especially in this matchup. You don't really need to use the Shield Slam on the Ashtung. You could just use it as good removal. Like that's more for, you know, against Priest when you're both in fatigue, and it kind of accelerates the counter.
And being able to pick up that Minefield, that's premium. Because actually one of the cards that had to get cut from this Control Warrior is a main deck version of Minefield. But that's really good for clearing up not 2 5/5s with Divine Shield, but other rogue boards. Other rogue boards, Jandis boards sometimes.
It does do a decent job with a Barov.
Yes. Barov Minefield.
Because even if as long as you don't hit like exactly 1 onto the Barov, you'll probably clear.
Yeah, how does each bomb resolve, or when Barov gets hit, does he immediately explode?
I believe he resolves at the end.
Okay. There's also an Eye of Cthulhu coming into the hand. We don't see any copies of Coerce. There's only 1 main deck copy of Coerce. And I don't see it in the hand at the moment.
I mean, the thing is, right, that like you get a lot of armor, but it's hard for you to burst this early. Even gonna commit this Bulwark of Azeroth that came off the Corsair cache, and I don't hate it here because this does kind of give you a chance to find some other answers. Like this could let you Barov coin Rancor next turn, which would be a pretty good answer.
And you haven't seen any Wand Thieves, Torrential Masks of Cthulhu, one of the ways that Rogue or Mage can sometimes just burn through a Bulwark. This is just gonna deflect 11 damage. It's just this list isn't running any Sinister Strikes.
Speaking
or anything.
of, I mean, again,
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, even if they had it though, right? They're on 6 mana. They don't run prep in this deck,
right? So
they couldn't play it early. But yeah, this is just gonna 11 damage is gonna bounce off like Superman. They can throw and the weapon attack is gonna be like throwing the gun at the end of unloading the 6-shooter.
That's right. It's just and EZBAKE just standing there behind the shield. A surprising number of spikes for how resilient it is. That's got to be just frustrating because that 10 damage getting in there, and now the board. You know, you're talking about the Barrel Rancor combo. Insane has contributed more fodder, and okay, so Insane actually thinking about perhaps exactly that. Gonna go ahead and Shadow Step the Golem.
Yeah, this also cuts down on the armor game from the Rancor too, if that is something that I don't know if they're thinking about specifically, like Barov coin Rancor, though this Maw of Cthulhu seems like a better answer now.
Yeah. What do you think about the Eye of Cthulhu?
It's not going to clear the 5/4 very often.
No. But
and then you don't really have any follow-up.
That's true.
Yeah, you don't really want to swing the Bulwark into it though, because that takes off 2 charges. So you take off the one charge from the damage and the 1 charge from swinging it.
Yeah, it's definitely best if you can swing that last charge, because it does still prevent you from taking damage, even if it only has the 1 charge left. I'm looking at this Anchorman, maybe, but
you don't get the card draw off it if you do that. I mean, I don't know how much you care, but
I was thinking into the Foxy Fraud to just get the draw.
Oh yeah,
and, but I don't know. None of these are really getting me real enthusiastic as I'm thinking through them here. The Cthulhu cards are just, I mean, they obviously offer a lot of utility, but they can just be kind of awkward mana wise.
Yeah. This was really heads up from Insane Shadow Stepping that Golem and then not replaying it like that. It just really made this turn just super awkward for EZBAKE because none of the removals really line up, and you do have to be a little bit careful because you can run out of removals or at least not have the removal that you need when you need it.
Right.
And this mask, I can't imagine a better turn for this mask to come down.
Oh gosh, when you can guarantee all the mask damage removes Bulwark of Azeroth and won't get sponged up by Shield Maidens or Creshes or Anchormans or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yes, every fiber of my being agrees, and so does Insane.
Yeah. And then you get this 5 damage from the Golem to go phase 2, which is relevant. And now you have EZBAKE down to 16 actually with the weapon attack.
And a really uncomfortable situation now for EZBAKE drawing the Mutanus.
Yeah, I would imagine we're waiting until a little bit later when we have a better read that there's I think we probably want to see like a field contact first to get all the little guys out of hand. I don't believe we've seen one in this game yet, and I think that's what we would be waiting for on Mutanus. Because like if you eat a Guardian Arg Merchant, you're going to be very sad.
Yes.
Like that's good. That is not a meal. That is like that's like not even like a snack. It's like, here, have a grape.
Yeah, barely an appetizer. Not even a real appetizer. It's at when the dinner party is too fancy and it's like a single jet puffed air of lavender. It's like, okay.
It's like, okay, go you want to have a meal, go have a salad.
Right.
It's like,
and so this turn, it looks like it's going to be Greater Golem Swindle to just go ahead and load up on
this
additional.
Is a lot. This is a big turn. Like, that's a lot to do in one turn. There's the Alex.
And, I mean, we can go ahead and play the Octobot and Og Merchant to discount Alexstrasza.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that this might be enough for Mutanus to come down, but I don't think it is because I don't know that you could afford to.
And how in the world, as EZBAKE, are we going to get rid of these 5-mana 5/5 Divine Shields?
I think we're gonna Barroth Coin Eye is gonna, or Barroth. Yeah, I think it would have to be Barroth Coin Eye.
Yeah.
Might be the answer. I mean, you're gonna have to get through all the Divine Shields. This is gonna be. Oh, really?
Interesting.
Okay.
Huh. Does get a 0-mana Guardian Og Merchant this way.
I guess the Divine Shield's a little bit more valuable than the Brain Freeze in this matchup, so that does make sense. I don't hate the idea of Barroth Coin Eye. It's you only need 5 of the shots to hit minions out of 7.
And yeah, and even if this Octobot manages to survive, like that's probably fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to. Is there any other way we can stay alive? And honestly, I'm not really seeing it. Barov Rancor just doesn't do enough. Wait, does Barov Rancor? Well, you won't gain the armor, I guess.
You're gonna get 2 armor, right? Because the 5/5s aren't gonna die.
Right. The Barov explosion will kill them, but that'll be too late for you to gain any armor. So yeah, you just get the 4 from the Octobot and the Barov himself. Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Oh, I guess you do get the 4. Oh, and then Barov goes off. Yeah, that makes sense. So, okay. So you don't get as much armor, but you do get to clear. And you get to guarantee clear, whereas the eye could fail.
Right. That is the trade-off. Trade-off potentially more armor in the future for... Oh, gosh. Okay, Secret Passage is going to be the move here. Insane looking for just other stuff to do. Doesn't want to play any of these combo pieces in hand right now.
These are all good.
Yeah.
I want to play everything in my hand right now if I'm Insane.
It's just a byproduct of the name. That's just a funny sentence out of context.
I guess, do you want a Mirror Enter? You want a Spring? I probably want a Spring Water for next turn, right?
Yeah, I'm interested in the Spring Water as well. There's not a ton of spells in here, but sometimes Rogue just needs to draw some cards, and maybe you get 2 refreshes on your mana.
Yeah. I mean, we can play Mankrik, Cult Neophyte, send this Stab Face to take down some of the armor. Yeah, and then we just get rid of things that aren't getting us, basically Shadow Step, right? Is really what we're looking for at this point.
Yeah. And if you're EZBAKE, the perpetual question, when Mutanus? When Mutanus? Not right now, it looks like. Going to use up the 5-mana Stone Maul Anchorman to clear Mankrik.
Because the problem is if you miss, right?
Right.
Like, if you come at the king, you best not miss.
Best not miss. Better aim high. Better not miss.
I think, okay, this field contact if this is a field contact turn for Insane here, then that might be enough to get EZBAKE to pull the ripcord on Mutanus next turn.
Wait, does Insane just win the game? Alex 10... Oh, no, that Tenwu hasn't been discounted.
Yeah, it's just like a little bit off. And I mean, even like Alex and Wicked Stab is 14, and with the you're like one off, right?
Yeah, it's thin. I just assumed there was a Shadow Step at this point, but now is the field contact turn.
Yeah, Cult Neophyte. Olgra is going to do a little bit more damage. That's going to get EZBAKE into range of just Alex Wicked Stab. Oh my.
Okay, so Mutanus must hit exactly Alexstrasza. Insane's not going to play this Vanessa Van Cleef.
They can't. I mean, I guess they could trade in the They could trade in the Wand Thief, but why would you?
And there's just
that's one face damage that can help things along, right?
Right.
I guess we are.
No. Okay. Gets a Kargath and then another draw.
Yeah.
Okay, so this actually is more protection for Alexstrasza against the potential Mutanus. The thing is, even if you do Mutanus and you hit Alexstrasza, are we still dead? 3, 4.
Yeah, you're not. You can't. Right? You have to brawl.
Yeah. This must be a brawl, and that is actually going to be the end of the game because EZBAKE's not going to be able to gain the armor necessary. Is mousing over the Outrider's Axe, but
there's about a gazillion damage in Insane's hand right now.
Yeah,
and it costs 12.
It costs about 8 mana, 9 mana.
Oh, there's even a Shadow Step for good measure.
Sure, might as well.
And then this is one of the risks with Control Warriors. Sometimes you can generate a lot of armor, but sometimes you just it's not as consistent as it used to be, and sometimes the rogue can just get there. Right? If you don't have the right removals, if you don't have the armor gain, that rogue can just find enough damage, and rogue has time to do it because you're a Control Warrior and you're sitting around pressing armor up while they're drawing cards.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously, which is not to say it's a bad deck. Clearly, EZBAKE got to the finals with it. But sometimes that's the failure state of it, right? Where you just don't draw the armor gain. You can't get out of the way. You can't get a good ranker off. Like we saw that ranker, hitting just for 4 to clear the 2 5/5s, and again, really heads up on Insane knowing exactly what types of things were going to be really hard for the warrior to remove. Being that Shadow Step on the Golem, being so clutch in the mid game, just to be able to get that off the board, make all those removals really awkward, and then present another Divine Shield pair of minions that was just very hard for EZBAKE to deal with, and never really overcommitting either to into a brawl.
Yeah, didn't like Shadow Stepped the Golem and then didn't play it, just holding on to it. So then EZBAKE is in the situation where, well, I know there's another double Divine Shield Golem in there, and if EZBAKE overcommitted removal, the double Divine Shield Golem comes out. If EZBAKE undercommits removal, just going to take 5 over and over again. I mean, Insane did a fantastic job of just making that as uncomfortable as possible. And we also get to see, once again, just the power and why so many players are bringing, at the top of the show, or at the top of this match, you were saying, Insane's playing some of the refined lists. The reason for the faith in this rogue, right? Like sometimes it just freaking goes off and gets there.
It gets there. It gets there, and especially against decks that will give it time to get there. It can just kind of, sometimes it runs out of damage, and sometimes it just finds all the damage in the world. Getting a mask off the Wand Thief sure helped.
Oh yeah,
right.
And
I mean, being able to work down that Bulwark and get another 7-8 damage in was a big deal, and that kind of helped along the way.
Yeah, and a mask specifically, because obviously there's plenty of mage damage, Apexis Blast, Fireball, Ruined Orb, etc., and so forth. The mask, just to burn through the last 3 charges of Bulwark of Azzinoth, because that was actually a great deflection on EZBAKE's part. Like, okay, there's a giant golem I can't deal with. It's been Shadow Step. It's going to be more. I'll just deflect 20 damage with this Bulwark. And
come at me, bro. Right? Like, yeah,
that's right. And but getting that mask on turn 6 going into turn 7, just excellent. A big congratulations to Insane, to both of these players, honestly, for getting through a 250 something player bracket to get to this point.
Even more than that, right? Wasn't there a round with buys? Wasn't it something closer to 300 players that in a single Elim tournament, even where one misstep and you're out, right? Like, incredibly well played to both players, and certainly to Insane for pulling out that victory, and a pleasure to watch.
Yes,
I mean, we saw some really exciting exciting and some really intricate play, especially in this final series, but all throughout the top 8 that we've been casting. And just thanks to all the players who were able to make that happen. This has been an absolute privilege to be able to cast for you.
Oh, definitely. And also a big thank you to the Gaming Stadium for putting on this tournament. You're probably aware of who they are. They are Canada's leader in esports, the Gaming Stadium. If you're looking for the next big thing in competitive gaming, look no further. The team at the Gaming Stadium are leaders in online esports tournaments and events just like this one. Check out the action at tgs.gg or, of course, right here, twitch.tv/The Gaming Stadium. And a big thank you to the production for making this possible and letting me see. I didn't even know OTK Death Rattle Demon Hunter. I mean, at this point, it's actually just acronym Demon Hunter. It's like OTK DRDH or something insane like that.
It's alphabet soup Demon Hunter.
Yeah,
that's what
right.
you could call it.
Wicked Good, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. Where can people get more Wicked Good? Because I'm sure this is just a taster. People need more Wicked Good. Where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Wicked Good. I also stream twice a week at Wicked Good FM on Twitch, and you can also go to my site offcurve.com where I do a podcast, and I also collect stats from the Masters Tour qualifiers and Masters Tours. If you're looking to be competing in that system, I've got a lot of stats that can help you out there too. And Bill's once again always a pleasure to be able to spend this time with you and cast with you. And where can people find you when you're not behind the desk?
Well, I play Hearthstone much worse than Wicked Good does, but I pretty much do a variety stream. You can find it Dollar Bills Nation, both on Twitch. I don't honestly, I'm not real great at Twitter, but that Twitter handle, but you put that in after twitch.tv, you'll find me. I try to stream most days. I'm a TV guy, so whenever I can, I stream most mornings about 9:30 Eastern time, and then I listen to Wicked Good's podcast and hear about what I should and should not be doing, and then I immediately do what I should not be doing on the ladder. Donating ladder stars to anybody who wants them. If you want more, the Gaming Stadium, of course, they're all over social. The Gaming Stadium on Facebook, Gaming Stadium CS on Twitter, at the Gaming Stadium on Instagram, discord.io/TGS, especially if you would like to compete. And then, of course, thegamingstadium.com for all of this information. A big thank you to all of our sponsors for this evening, N-Corp, TGS, Monster Cat, and Kanto. N-Corp, of course, being the one that allows you to do the Return It Express for the recycling. Thank you to production. Thank you all for coming out and watching and hanging out with us, because otherwise it would just be you and me talking.
Yeah. And we would probably do this anyway, but it's a lot more fun when there are people to watch. So, it's but again, always a pleasure. Thank you again to the Gaming Stadium. This was a great event. Really, well put together and a joy to